who's like the best Instagram guy. And then I didn't even know who Alex Becker was back then. And people were like, started tagging me. I'm like, dude, Alex Becker. I'm like, who that? Like, then I see him like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. Then I tell all my followers to go comment, and they flood his freaking feed. From there, people are like, oh yeah, I want to pay you $200 per hour for consulting. I'm like, what? Like, you want to pay me $200? Like, okay.
This is The Fighting Entrepreneur, the podcast dedicated to entrepreneurs looking to change the world. Learn how to start, build, and scale a business in today's highly competitive business environment. Here's your host, The Fighting Entrepreneur, Anik Singal.
What's up, you fighting entrepreneurs? Welcome back to yet another powerful episode. This is your host, Anik Singal, and we've got an amazing guest with us today. Check this out, okay? How he made over $2 million using Instagram. But the best part here is that at The Fighting Entrepreneur, we're not just going to talk about fluff and story and nonsense. We're going to get into the details. We're going to talk about how he does it, how he built Instagram followings, how he posts to those Instagram followings, how he monetizes those Instagram followings. I've got a lot of questions. So selfishly, here's what we're going to do. And you get to chime in and watch and listen as we do it. I'm going to make myself into a case study because I got to tell you, I don't do nothing. I don't do anything on Instagram. I get into these little moments where I, like for a week, I'm all about it and I'm posting because I'm traveling. And then I get back and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. Like, I'm not going to post again. Because I still think the switch hasn't turned on as to like how to build it and how to monetize it. When I get like an extra 50 followers in a day, it just doesn't mean anything to me because we have an email list of over 1 million. So anyways, I'm rambling. I want to encourage you to go to onicpodcast.com. You can get all the show notes there. Make sure you go to iTunes, click subscribe, and give us a rating over there if you're enjoying our episodes. Make sure you go back and listen to all of our other kick butt episodes. But for the moment, I want to introduce to you Josue Pena. Did I get that right?
You did, no. Yes.
I did?
Yeah.
Josue Pena. That's it. That's my achievement of the day. I can leave now. It's funny because people will butcher my name all the time, but I didn't want to do that to you. Dude, I've been following you for the longest time. I've been watching you, your posts, your Facebook stuff, and everyone's talking about the Instagram king, right? And you are here today. Thank you so much. You have not only helped some of the biggest brands. We're talking Grant Cardone, Russell Brunson. I mean, just some big, big brands that you've gone and helped. I see you doing it. $2 million using free traffic from Instagram is something I want to learn about today. So Thank you for being here. And yeah, I just wanted you to say hello to the Fighting Entrepreneur community. And again, show you gratitude, man.
Thank you for having me. It's really an honor to be here. Always, when I get invited to podcasts, it's always an honor. So I just appreciate the invitation. And today we're going to drop some bombs. And hopefully people can catch up my speak as I talk really, really fast. And I'm Hispanic, so my English is not perfect either. So,
man, it's cool. You can talk as fast as you want. For those of you listening to the podcast, you can make it go at 0.5x, all right? But we're not going to limit the value you give. But, Josue, I got a request of you. That's something we do here at the Fighting Entrepreneur podcast that we never tell our guests about. So I just need you to raise your right hand and repeat after me. Okay. I, Josue Pena.
I, Josue Pena.
Do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
To tell the truth and nothing but the truth.
To tell the truth, but nothing but the truth.
And help Anik rock it out on Instagram.
And help Anik rock it out, crush it, and absolutely dominate Instagram.
Shoot. Well, crap. If you're going to add stuff to the commitment, that's even better. Awesome. Well, thanks for coming again, man. And I'm really excited. So I'm so excited that I really want to dive in. I want you to tell a little bit of your story. Now, just so everyone knows, we don't do a lot of story at The Fighting Entrepreneur. We're all about tangible, actable steps. But you guys got to hear this story because it just shows you the power of Instagram and how he used it. So please tell us like a little bit about your background. It's such a powerful story.
Yeah, sure thing. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because honestly, nobody cares about me. They only care about the value that I can provide. So I'm from Dominican Republic, born and raised there, which is, I love my country more than anything, but the reality is a Puerto Rico country. Graduated as an engineer over there, electrical engineer, making $300 to $400 a month, absolutely broke, trying to figure out the social media thing at the same time. This was back in 2011, 2012. And the reason why I wanted to do that is because I wanted to become a professional soccer player and use social media as leverage to actually make that. And the videos are still on YouTube. If you search Elation Football or Elation Fitness, the videos are still there. And that's what I did with social media. And then I got the opportunity to come to the United States about 4 years ago now, and I started playing. And eventually in 2016, I actually got the chance to become a pro because of the social media following through an agency that they saw me. They were going to put me in about 4 teams, and I was going to be able to choose between them. And that was a pivoting moment when I chose. I was already playing semi-pro, training 3 hours a day. Like, it was like traveling all over the country playing. And I saw the life of a professional athlete, and it was like a lot of sacrifices, very little freedom. You were just another piece in the plug, like a piece in the engine, and nobody like really value. I'm like, man, like I don't want this. Like, and I'm not gonna make, I'm not gonna be Messi or Ronaldo playing soccer, but I might be Messi or Ronaldo at this social media thing. So that's what I pivoted, left the soccer career that I pursued for over 10 years. It was like even today, I still remember it, and it's like a bittersweet moment, but I think it was the right choice. And people say all the time, follow your feelings, follow your heart. I'm like, nah, like think, like make calculated decision, like forget your little heart. Because today you might feel happy, tomorrow you might feel sad, and you don't know what you want. Like, just use your brain. And that's what I did. And then, 2 years later, last year in 2018, we actually made $1 million by August, and then almost $2 million by the end of the year. So it like absolutely completely exploded. And now we kind of became like the go-to guy for Instagram stuff. So it's been fun, a crazy journey. So yeah, that's the story in a nutshell.
That's a powerful story, man. That is amazing. From professional soccer player to Instagram, king. That is something. I love what you said. You got to use your brain a little bit too, and so that's a really strong thing to say. And anyways, we're gonna dive in because there's everything that I don't, and I really want to know. And so if you're cool with it, we're gonna move right into round number 1.
Of course, sounds good.
All right.
Throw your punches. I'm ready.
All right, here we go. All right, round number 1, man. Instagram. So look, I'm old school. I started this stuff 15, 16 years ago. Email is still king in my eyes. Social media, for me, sometimes it's just too much. I don't want to track every part of my life, but I'm all about the Benjamins also. Like, I want to do what makes a revenue. I want to serve the audience. I want to help. So why Instagram? Convince me. What, where, how, why, when?
Yeah. So Instagram for me, like, I still believe, like, you are 100% true. Email is still probably... people are like, email's dead. I'm like, I do not believe that. The way I see it is that Instagram is just a traffic source. So the money's not made on Instagram, the money's made off Instagram. So use Instagram as a traffic source, just like Facebook ads don't make you money. Facebook ads is what drives the traffic to make the money. So the money's made in your funnels through the email marketing sequence. That's where the money's made. The social media platforms, whatever they are, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, they're just traffic sources and brand awareness tools that you use to basically connect with your audience on a more personal level. Because like, in my opinion, right, it's very hard to connect from an email, right? Unless you are an amazing copywriter or whatever, but it's like you convey more emotion through video. Like, people see your eyes, they see the tonality of your voice, and they connect with you a little bit more personal. That's what social media comes in. And I believe right now, like, even like your Instagram, I don't know how many followers you have right now, but even your Instagram, like, I believe you can make money from it. And a good chunk of it, if you use Instagram stories correctly, which we're going to talk about in today's podcast, but you use them correctly, you connect with your audience on a more personal level, and then selling becomes easy. Because people at the end of the day, people buy people, we all know this, and it bridges, like, the connection, shortens the gap, and the know, like, and trust system or procedure, I don't even know what to call it, and for people to actually buy the KLTB process that people say. So that's how I see social media. It's not just like, I have a bunch of followers, I'm cool, It's like, all right, I have a bunch of followers, now let's see how, like, let's turn these followers into money, because you cannot go to the bank with 1,000 followers and expect to take $1,000. So
okay, so I love what you just said. You're saying, look, you're not going to pull money off of Instagram, but Instagram does 2 key things, which I took away from what you said. One is it builds trust, because you're out, you're in front of people, you're creating that omnipresence, your repeated contacts. They say in marketing it takes 8 or 9, I forget. It takes multiple levels of contact before someone decides to make a purchase decision. So you can achieve that through using Instagram as a tool, but eventually you got to pull them off. So the second thing that Instagram is going to give you is traffic. So you can pull those people off of Instagram into your email list or into your funnel, and that's where you do the monetization.
Correct. Yep. That's how you do it.
All right. So I'll tell you what, since I'm going to keep going on with the interview, that means I'm interested. That means you win this round, all right? We're gonna move on though. We're gonna move on to round number 2, where I'm gonna get some more specific questions. We're gonna have some fun. So you ready?
I'm ready.
All right.
Let's go.
All right, round number 2. So here is my mental block about Instagram, and I think a lot of people listening probably share this. You asked earlier, like how many? I got 25,000 followers. I don't know how I got them. That is purely organic. I probably did a couple little contests along the way or something. I was just fumbling around. And so I'll post a picture, right? And I'll sit there and I'll type the message. And then when all is said and done, that took about, 5-10 minutes of my life. And I was sitting there thinking about it. And I'll get a few hundred likes, like thumbs up or whatever. No, the hearts, right?
Yeah.
And I was just like, it's not a lot. Like, what do I do with this? And then I got to do it. And then someone's like, you got to keep doing it again and again. And I'm like, I got better things to do with my day. So what should I expect? How do I know if my users are highly engaged with me? If I do a story, I actually tested this when I was traveling through Japan. The first time I ever did a story. By the way, I'm not ashamed to admit, it took me like an hour or 2 to figure out how to do it. And I had to have my niece, who's much younger than me, help me. She showed me how to actually post an Instagram story. But by the time the 24 hours were done, I think we had about, 1,000 views. I thought that was impressive. But then I couldn't figure out, like, why does anyone even look at a story? Like, I don't look at anyone's stories. So give me some idea. Give me some math here, man. What kind of engagement shows good health of an Instagram following?
Yeah. So my like rule to determine whether an account is good or not is not even like the likes on the account or whatever. That's a great metric, but that's easily fakeable. So, there's like bots and whatever. It's like a lot of people like flaunt the numbers. The one thing that is a lot harder to fake is the Instagram story views, which you brought up. So anywhere, for example, and this, I split tested, like I have my own accounts between 10 and 15 clients. I don't even know how many clients we manage, like 25 to 30 right now to this point. The number that I find is that between anywhere from 5 to 10% of total followers watching your stories determine that your account is absolutely golden. In your case, you have 25,000 followers, 10% is 2,500. Half of that will be, 1,250?
1,200 something, which is right around the span of where I am, right around
Exactly.
Yeah.
So your account is good, like really, really good. So you have the attention of 1,000 people. So my question to you is like, and the reason why people watch stories is because they probably want to see behind the scenes. They want to have it's like right in front of your face is the entire screen. You don't have distractions where the top post or the bottom post. So it's like the engagement level on stories is a lot higher than on the normal feed. So that's the first thing. The second thing is that it demands attention. So when somebody's scrolling through and they like, oh, I want to follow Anik Singal, instead of you posting, for example, oh, I'm here traveling with Japan, here, look at my sushi. Like, I don't know. Instead of doing that, saying, hey, look, you know what this sushi and my business have in common? Marketing. Then you actually give value, like just provide some type of value, because people at the end of the day, they don't follow you for your sushi advice. They follow you for your marketing advice because you're absolutely genius at that, right? So instead of posting, hey, here's my sushi or whatever, tie in, maybe you can tie in your story or whatever it is you are with your expertise. You can tie it up to create, a nice story with it, but always provide some type of value that people can like they follow you because of that. They don't follow you because, you're traveling. You're not a, quote unquote travel blogger. You're not a quote unquote a food blogger. You're a marketer, and that's what people follow you for. So 25,000 people follow you because of that. So, and there you have the attention of 1,000 people in every single 24-hour timestamp. That's huge. And then from there, for example, I've seen that from those 1,000 people, between the 5 to 10% of total followers, that amount you will get 5 to 10% of people doing any call to action you do. So, for example, from those 1,000 people, you will get anywhere from 5% will be 50 to 100 people doing any sort of call to action you do. So meaning swipe up to go to a landing page or direct message you for info or whatever it is that you want. And then from there, you actually take them down your funnel. So for example, let me break down the numbers for you. 1,000 people watch your stories. 50 to 100 of them swipe up, right? I'm going to go with 50. 50 of them swipe up. 40% conversion rate on your landing page will be 20%, if I'm not mistaken. My math is not 20%. So 20 people, my bad.
20 people,
20 people. From 20 people, then basically they go to your webinar, they see your offer, whatever it is, and then you can work your numbers back through your funnel. Then you absolutely know your numbers. Okay, if 20 people came into the funnel in a 24-hour time period, 100% for free, one person bought a $1,000 product. Boom, I just made $1,000. That means 1,000 views equals $1,000 for me, right? In that case. So you work your numbers back because you already know your numbers for your funnel in your case, right? So that's the way I see Instagram stories. And this is how, for example, for Lady Boss, who's, I'm sure you know them, they're actually like making like $50 million a year or something. In the first 90 days, we took them, like, obviously grew 50,000 followers, but on top of that, we added an extra 6 figures a month in revenue completely organically from their Instagram following that they already had. Dan Locke right now, where I'm working with him as well. We're absolutely blowing his account up. In the last month, they implemented like 1/4 or 1/10 of what I told them, and they made $86,000. And they're like, oh, this is cool. I wasn't expecting this. So like, and now we're like scaling things up, right? So Instagram story, and they don't even do Instagram stories like that much, right? But Instagram stories is such a humongous, powerful platform. And I believe right now they launched in October of 2017, if I remember correctly, and it is the fastest growing product in human history. So right now, like a year later, it had like 500 million daily active users or something stupid.
Which product is this?
What's that?
Which product is that has the
Instagram story? Like
Instagram stories. Okay, got it.
Yeah, you call it a product because technically, like, Instagram just started with pictures, then it evolved into videos, then it evolved into like carousels or whatever, and like now Instagram stories, Instagram Live, Instagram TV, like they just keep adding features on. But Instagram stories is like the fastest growing product in Facebook history, which is crazy, to be honest with you. So, and it's because like Instagram wants, like, and here's also the thing, because Instagram stories demand attention and they keep people on the platform so long, Instagram rewards you for it. Because at the end of the day, we all know Instagram's or Facebook or any social media business model, they want to sell ads. And the only way they do that is by keeping people on the platform to sell ads to. So the longer you keep people on the platform, the more money Instagram makes. So the way I see it is like, I want to make Instagram as much money as possible, because then they will reward me. And then I will make as much money as possible too. So that's the way I see it.
I get it. All right, so this is how my brain works, and I'm gonna throw some numbers at you, because I immediately go into numbers, and my brain thinks scale, right? So
I'm an engineer, so throw numbers at me. That's
all right, great. So we went over the 5% to 10% strong views, and actually I want to take a step back real quick for anyone who's listening who doesn't know what an Instagram story is. It's basically a 15-second video or whatever that you can publish out to your followers, and they don't see it on your news feed. There's like a separate area they have to go to see it, and it disappears 24 hours later. So it's only live for 24 hours. So people tend to look at them actively because they know if they miss it, then they miss it. And it's just this new evolution in content, gathering or content absorbing, and so it's been blowing up like he just said. But so let's say I have 1 million people on my following, and I keep my engagement up, I do good, I'm not like sitting there spamming them all, so I get 50,000 people. 5% of that would be 50,000 people would actually engage with my story that day, and of the 50,000 I would be able to get 5% to click, hopefully, or to swipe up so that they end up on my website. So we're saying possibly here 2,500 clicks a day is what I'm currently sitting on when I don't make the commitment to grow my page to 1 million followers.
Correct. Probably more. So Dan Locke right now, Dan Locke is at about 700,000. They get closer, like they get above 10% sometimes. Okay. So, and they get like above 5,000 clicks in a 24-hour time period. So it's, and that's in his, accounts case. And the reason why I know this is because obviously he's my client and have access to the analytics and stuff. But it just works like crazy. So yes, you're 100% right.
All right. Well, I continue to be sold. What I want to do is find out a little bit more about how all this stuff turns into money. So what I'm going to do now is we're going to move into round number 3, and we're going to talk about how you made $2 million. You ready to do that? I'm ready.
I'm ready.
All right. All right, we're back. Round number 3. All right, here we go. How? Well, you got to walk me through the details. Like you started where, and how did you turn Instagram into $2 million? Like, portion that out. What part of that revenue came from whatever source?
Yeah, sure thing. So what I did, right, it was a compilation of different things, right? I'm not a business expert. I have no like business expertise. So I started like from scratch. In 2016, the moment I pivoted from like going to professional soccer to doing this business thing full time was around August. And that's when I started trying to put myself out there to network. And I remember like the first time it was like with a girl, her name is Virginia. She was like in Dominican Republic. I was traveling over there. And to go visit her was like $100 or something like that, like between expenses, travel. I had $200 for the entire month.
Okay.
So I went there, and then like I go there, we go to a restaurant. I had no idea. The meal was $25. I'm like, oh my God. Like it was like freaking spaghettis. I remember this like to this day. So for the rest of like the 4 days that I was there, I obviously just met the girl. I'm not going to say, hey, can you lend me some money? I'm not going to do that. So what I did for the rest of the day, I always travel with like granolas, you know, that Natural Valley, like the green ones. Yep. So for the rest of the 4 days, all I ate and drank was water and granolas. Like that's what I ate for 4 days. Like one granola or 2 granolas a day. And like, that was like my initial experience to networking, right? Wait. But like, and then she introduced me to her network. I provided a ton of value. And then like, from there, people are like, oh yeah, I want to pay you $200 per hour for consulting. I'm like, what? Like, you want to pay me $200? Like, okay. And then we launched like a little product that we sold for like $1, and we made like $400 in 24 hours. I'm like, holy crap, this is like, yeah, I was like bawling, like might as well just be $1 million back then. Yeah. Then I, you know, started building this thing, and by the end of that year, it was like $100,000 in sales, which is crazy. Then the following year, things kept going up. Then in summer, I almost went bankrupt. I had an ex-business partner, he pulled out. Like several things happened in the business that almost went bankrupt. I remember having $3,000 in a bank account. And then and back then I had like, you know, like 3-4 different businesses, quote unquote. I had like a fitness and a travel and like all these different things. I'm like, no, I got to go back to actually start making me money and focus. I did that in a 24-hour time period. I combined Instagram with ManyChat and made $11,000. I still hold the screenshot to this day in my computer, my desktop. Yeah, $11,000 in 24-hour time period. And that $11,000 put me back up. And then in January 2018, you know, back then I started thinking, oh, you know, I made 11,000 right here. Oh, maybe I can do the same thing in e-commerce. Like, you know, I had a little travel map store, which did well, like $41,000 in like 2-3 months. And like all these different little side gigs that I was doing, but I wasn't focusing. Then in 2018, I'm like, nah, I got to stop doing this crap. I got to focus. And that's when things started to take off very, very quickly. Started like my 2 quote unquote biggest like steps to success or whatever was focus and networking, I believe. And
hey, can I pause you real quick? I have a question. So you talked about like that e-com store and a couple other things. That was not from Instagram though, right? That was just from...
it was from Instagram.
Oh, that was coming from you doing Instagram marketing, all that revenue. So you basically the first money you've ever made all the way through today. I mean, you were just it's Instagram.
Yep.
All right, so you were using Instagram for e-com back then. Okay, go ahead, continue.
Yeah, it was literally just like using a travel map, putting a little ad, putting it out there, and just people like I had no retargeting, no emails, nothing. It was mainly as a case study, and then they made like $41,000. I'm like, I might just focus on this because it's doing decently well, right? But then it was like it's distractions, all like, you know, shiny object syndrome and whatnot. Because it's like not my core focus. And then in 2018, I focused on my strength, which is Instagram marketing, and then networking. So those 2 things. Yeah, I went to the ClickFunnels event, I remember. Or right before that, I went on a cruise with like, you know, Lady Boss team, like a bunch of like really big entrepreneurs in the like ClickFunnels community. And then they started telling me like, you're doing too much. You killed the other business. I had like fitness stuff, the e-commerce, like I have a bunch of crap. Which was taking way too much of my time. And they said, focus, build a team, and network. And that's what I did. 90 days later, right? Back then I was doing like 10 grand a month or so. 90 days later, we were doing 100 G's a month. So I killed everything else and just focused on that. Back then, it was mainly the agency. So done for you services for Instagram marketing. And we did like 100 G's. We were doing 100 G's a month in 90.
Let's dive into that. So when you say, I mean, in that 90 days, you went to 100 grand a month, your monetization was agency. That meant you were selling done-for-you services to clients. How were you marketing that? Were you just putting up like stories on your Instagram or were you doing ads on Instagram? Like, how did you get those clients?
So it was a combination. So back then, I was providing a ton of value on Instagram stories. So I would go there, and some of them are still saved as highlights. People can go check them out. I would just go out there and start talking about Instagram. Hey, like this is how you grow. Or this is how you monetize. Like I was started doing that, and people just normally just reach back out saying, hey, like I love what you're doing. Then one day on Facebook, I remember Alex Becker posting, hey, like I also have a course, by the way. I also like have an Instagram course. Like, you know, we have hundreds of students, like the case studies and testimonials from there are insane. So people kept buying that. And then Alex Becker, I remember posting on Facebook saying, hey, who's like the best Instagram guy? And then I didn't even know who Alex Becker was back then. And people are like, started tagging me. I'm like, dude, Alex Becker. I'm like, who that? Like, then I see him like, holy crap, that's pretty cool. Then I tell all my followers to go comment, and they flood his freaking feed with Josue. And then he like hits me back up, and then we start working together. And that's like when things started to like scale up very quickly. Yeah, that's how it was. It was all like, what I did was just provide massive amounts of value for free on every single medium. So like people think, okay, like I know, Instagram is my main platform, but it wasn't the only source of traffic, and it was not the only place that I was in. I was on Facebook. I was going to YouTube videos and just dropping, like, if you see like my comments in the ClickFunnels community, when people ask a question, I drop like a whole blog. Like it's stupid. Like people are like, holy crap, this is like a course in the comments.
So most of your 2 million came from the agency?
Yep.
Got it. So if you're selling consulting, or if you are selling any kind of services, coaching, then right then and there, you got to hear this. And Instagram and using stories, it could be really key. I want to keep going, man. I love it. I love what you're talking about. I actually very selfishly want to get into questions about me and my Instagram, and hopefully that listeners get to listen and learn from that. All right, we're back. Round number 4. Let's do this. Here's the deal. This is where I get selfish, and I use this time to learn from the best of the best. All right, I got 25,000 people. I want to get to 1 million. You're going to do it. Go.
Okay. So first off the first piece that we need to focus on is content. So in my opinion, we need to systematize the content production, because obviously you don't want to be in front of a camera 24/7. So what I recommend, right, is just, for example, batching. Let's say in a month, you create like a content calendar and you block 3 days. In those 3 days, you film videos, and from those videos, you probably take pictures. So what we do, and this, like, you can see this with Downlock, right? We create a bunch of videos regarding a topic that people might be interested in. Then from there, we take snippets, we post them on Instagram with subtitles, white bars, top and bottom, with a clickbaity headline, and then we post that as in form of value. We post pictures as well with quotes and whatnot.
Can I pause you real quick there? Because I want to drive home. I want everyone to learn from that. So, listen, we're going to talk about the content distribution, the content calendar, and all that. You can go back and listen, but I really wanted to highlight what he said. The video with the subtitles with a clickbaity title at the top. So important. Subtitles at the bottom, and then a title above the video that is, again, we go back to copywriting, and copywriting is key and so important. You got to write a good message up there. And sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, like it's true. It's 100% true. I couldn't agree more. Like, if people are like, let's say I'm in fitness, right? I'm a fitness coach, and I'm like, get us, like, instead of saying, oh, best 6-pack abs, and like I just put like a humongous title. Instead of saying that, I can just put 6-pack abs from home, or something like that, right? 6-pack abs from home. It's sexier than 6-pack ab from home doing 10 exercises in 1 hour. 1 hour a day. Like it's better than like that. So copywriting, how you communicate is really, really important. So in the thumbnail of the video itself, if you're doing video, right, is really important. It's just like YouTube, right? Thumbnails on YouTube is what gets the click. Same thing on Instagram. What I would do is, when you're editing your video, in the first few frames, like 10 frames of the video, design a specific thumbnail for the video itself. That way, when you upload it to Instagram, it already has that cover. It's called cover on Instagram, not thumbnail. It already has that cover, and when you upload it, it's there. It's like going to be like super short, so people won't even notice it. So it's going to be a few frames, but it's going to be there, and it will look nicely on the feed, on your profile, and all that stuff. So if you see, for example, Gary Vee, like probably all the big brands, like they have a custom thumbnail right in the few frames, right at the very beginning, that it's like custom made. Or what they do is find a cover in the video that's actually engaging. So a lot of people, when you're doing video, you close your eyes probably. And if you close your eyes right in the first few frames, you're going to be in the cover of the video that's not editable right now with the eyes closed.
Oh, so you can't upload your own thumbnail or cover, as they call it.
No, like you got to edit it beforehand and then upload the video. Yeah.
So it's got to be in the video. It's got to be in the video for you to be able to use it in your. It's smart. Okay, got it.
Yeah. So that's the first piece, right? Once we have the content piece nailed down, right, we start researching. The first step I would do is start researching hashtags.
So real quick,
are like,
Sorry, how much content? Sorry, man, I'm going to interrupt you a lot because I'm learning.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
This is all, you know, I'm actually taking notes and I'm going to implement. And I tell you what, you guys, I'll give you a challenge in the community here. You'll watch me actually put this into action on Instagram. I promise you that. How much should I be posting? I know how, like you said, like 3 days a month or whatever. Do you have a rule, like X number of posts a day, video, image? What's the balance?
Yeah. So to answer that question, I'm going to go back to what I said before. Remember what I said, the longer you keep people on the platform, the more money Instagram makes and the more Instagram rewards you.
Okay.
So that's the answer. The more you post, the more you grow. Now, I know what you're thinking. Holy crap, so that means I'm going to post 20 times a day? If you can, go ahead. Now, that's not reasonable. For most personal brands, I would say try to post at least every single day, like one picture or one video a day. If you can more than that, that's awesome. But at the very minimum, try to post at one time a day. If you don't have a personal brand, maybe you have an e-com store or you have a theme page, then you can start posting a ton more. So I know pages and like I work with influencers that post 17 times a day and they grow 10,000 followers a day, you know? So it's
wow.
Yeah, it's all over the place. But as a general rule, the more you post, the more you grow.
Okay, so there's no such thing as too much. There's no such thing as too much. Okay. Yeah, in my case.
You got to warm up your audience to it. So you can't just go from posting one time a month to posting 25 times a day. That's not going to work.
Sure.
So obviously you got to warm your audience up to that. In your case, for example, I would start posting one time a day and just like consistently every single day at the same time. So 3 o'clock, for example, every single day you post one picture or a video, right? And then you get people used to that habit. And then you use Instagram stories to drive people back to the post as well. So you can use Instagram stories not only to, push traffic to your website and funnels, but to also push traffic back to the post itself. And you can gamify it as well. So one of the things that I tell clients is that as they keep growing, right? Instagram, we know that changes the algorithm, is owned by Lord Zuckerberg, and he's here to make money. So he's probably going to, slap you in the wrist when the organic reach. So one of the ways we counteract that is by getting people to turn notifications on Instagram, which is the equivalent of getting an email list on Instagram itself. So whenever you post, people will get a notification on their phone that you just posted. And if your content is valuable, they're gonna go back to Instagram and see it. And a simple way that you can do that is just letting people know, hey, if you comment in the first 10 minutes with, for example, in your case, hashtag fighting entrepreneur or hashtag Anik, whatever, then people will go back to the post. Remember, oh crap, I can comment hashtag Anik or whatever, and then I can enter this daily giveaway where you give away, I don't know, $100 or access to a free course or access to a lead magnet, or heck, you can even just send them your training and just call it masterclass, which is your webinar. I don't know, and at the end of the day, just getting people that perceived value, that they're getting something out of engaging. Then it becomes more of a, hey, I'm giving you value, not only in the content, but also if you come to the page and engage.
Can you automate that?
What's that?
Can you automate that? Every time someone types in hashtag something, it sends them a link or something?
So what I do, you cannot automate it, but the way I do it is you get to participate in a daily giveaway if you comment in the first 10 minutes. That means that not everybody's going to win. So what I do is, for example, first of all, I post a picture with the, like, I'm not sure, is it this, right? Yeah, this way, like it has like 3 dots on Instagram. So I post a picture like this, turn notifications on, I write a copy down saying, hey, daily giveaways, blah, 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 announcing it. People turn notifications on, I announce it on stories. And then when I'm actually going to select the winner, I see, let's say, for example, I just randomly select John. He commented hashtag Anik, right? I put him on stories, congratulating John. Hey, John, congratulations for winning. I direct message John, and that's it. So, for example, with Alex Becker, we were giving access to his, I think, Hero Nation. I don't know what it was. It was like a subscription thing. It was like $49 a month. And he gave access to people for free for the first few months, right? And which at the end of the day, even a giveaway winner will then in turn, in that case, turn into a customer, because then he enters your ecosystem with the perceived value that they want something huge in value, which will probably make them consume it more and get indoctrinated in your sequence and in your marketing and your funnels. So you're giving away quote unquote something, but in reality, you're getting a customer for free in the long term. So that's, another way that we do it to counteract the algorithm changes, to make sure we create like a mini list, like an email list on Instagram. So let's say tomorrow, Instagram completely cuts out organic reach like they did on Facebook, basically on the Facebook pages. Your page is still going to be gold because you have people with notifications turned on and they're still coming back to your page on a regular basis every single day with every single time you post.
So notifications, Does that automatically turn on because someone engaged with me, or they have to like hit something?
They have to hit the 3 dots and then hit the turn notifications on.
Oh, I didn't even know that. All right, cool.
Yeah.
All right, so we've got posting 1 time a day at least, image, video, ideally 1 of each. You can post as much as you want. Stories can push people back to those posts. You could do fun thing like daily giveaways and other giveaways to get more people to engage with you and actually, be active on your page. All right, let's keep going. This is gold.
Yeah. So after, for example, that's like the foundation of the account, right? Now let's actually get into the distribution side of things. So there's like different ways that you can distribute the content. One of them is growth hacking. So growth hacking is basically just getting your post to trigger the Instagram algorithm to make your stuff go viral. Now, creating viral content is a tricky subject because the way I do it to create viral content, original at least, is that you see and you do the market research, which at the end of the day, this is what the foundation for everything is. In normal business, is the same way. So what I do is literally just go to my competitors page, go to the influencers page, whatever the niche is. If you're in camping, just type #camping, see the top posts, see the top accounts, the accounts that have over 100,000 followers, see the content that's there, and then see what I call is BPP, or the best performing posts, which is the posts that have above average engagement. So if if an account of an influencer gets 1,000 likes per picture, and then you see a picture or a video that gets 2,000, that's a BPP. And then what you want to do is save it, either repost it and tag the original creator if you're a theme account or e-com store, or if you're a personal brand, you want to replicate that same content in your own way. So let's say, for example, you saw a Gary Vee video ranting about college, right? And he posted it right at spring break or right when they got out of college. What you need to do exactly the same thing, rant about college in your own way. What's going to happen if it worked for them, it will work for you. So it's literally just modeling success. It's not like rocket science. It's like, so that's one way, growth hacking. The second way is like, then you start seeing what hashtags are the influencers using, and you start using the same hashtags. Again, modeling success. If it will work for them, it will work for you. As a general rule, you want to use hashtags that you can ranking, because hashtags are like keywords on Google. As a general rule, I would say between 200 to 300,000 users in hashtags, all the way to 1 million if you're starting out, and obviously depending on the niche. But that's a good base to start off. If you're, an entrepreneurship or marketing or whatever, probably hashtag marketing is not the best thing. But if you put hashtag marketing 2019, maybe that one is probably better. So just doing the market research in that area and seeing what hashtags are best to use. From there, that's like one side of the distribution equation. Now, let's say you actually want to scale that up. And you want to like, okay, I want to know and put money down and know how much traffic I'm going to get, right? Influencer marketing. Influencer marketing is extremely underpriced. And it's crazy how much results you can get. One, for example, case study, an example that I'm going to show now, a rapper, right? His name is Dylan Jacob. Last year in July or something like that, I put about $350 in the ad budget. He gained over 10,000 followers in 24 hours.
Wow.
Right? And it was because the content itself, the content piece, I already know what worked. It had subtitles and it had an extremely clickbaity headline with a spelling mistake. And the spell mistake is important, and it was not on purpose. Basically what it said is like 16-year-old, or what I wanted to say, it was 16-year-old rapper freestyles, right? So that's what I wanted to say.
Yeah. When
when designing whatever, I forgot one P in the word rapper, and instead of saying rapper, it says raper. So,
oh God.
Yeah. So the title said 60-year-old raper freestyles, which is not the most ideal scenario, obviously. But the comment section flooded with people with the grammar Nazis, as you know, saying obviously increased engagement. The post went crazy viral. He grew 10,000 followers in 24 hours. From there, he went on to be on the Ford twice with DJ Khaled, and he blew up completely. Now he has like over 180,000 followers, right? So he blew up a lot from that. So, but it was because I knew what influencers to use, what distribution network, right? I went on to @rap in his case. I knew that account has his target audience. I knew that, he was freestyling. The freestyle was crazy good. I put subtitles in it, so it was visually engaging as well. And obviously the clickbaity headline helped to get a ton of comments in the comment section. So it blew up, right? So it was a combination of different things. It's not just like one silver bullet. It's like an engine. An engine is not just one piece. It's several pieces that work together to one specific goal. So for example, in your case, you can go to pages in the entrepreneurship niche. Maybe you have an amazing video where you give amazing content and value to maybe the newbie or something like that, or to the 25-year-old, which is typically the demographic on Instagram. Demographics on Instagram right now is beneath 35, 38 years old. As obviously the platform matures, the demographics will go up just like it did on Facebook. But right now it's capped out about 35, 38. And what happens is, like, if you're able to talk to that specific audience, they will listen to you. And then you basically use influencers to pay and just use them as a distribution network. As a general rule, in terms of CPM, you will pay about $1.50 to $2 CPM as a general rule for influencer marketing campaigns.
Hey,
right?
so when you say use influencer, let's just quickly define that. So I got a video. Let's say I got this video. It's crushing it. What does the influencer do? Do they post the same video on their page?
Correct.
And then how does that help my page, though? How does that
They tag basically what you do in the video is have a specific call to action saying, follow Anik Singal for more, or even better, right? Let's say, for example, you're talking about 5 tips on how to make $100,000 in 2019, right?
Yeah.
In the video, in 1 minute, right? And then the actual caption saying, hey, direct message Anik Singal, follow and direct message Anik Singal for tip number 6, right? So then people will go back to your page and follow you and direct message you, hey, I want tip number 6. I want tip number 6. And then you can just copy and paste a message or whatever and send them to a webinar. Hey, here's tip number 6, right? So that's what you do. The influencer push takes your content. I would say the best performing content. Again, you want to do market research. You want to know what content is working. You take that piece of content and you post it on their page, and then their audience is going to go back to your page and engage with you.
Wow.
And that's one of the best ways to do it.
In our space, what is it costing right now? Let's say per follower. I know you gave CPM, but I don't know how to equate CPM back. So in the entrepreneurship space, let's say I wanted to get 10,000 more followers using influencers. You have a rough idea? Like, what is that?
Yeah. So it depends. Like I said, well, as you saw, like $350.
Yeah.
10,000 followers, like the numbers completely completely off. Or what would happen in that case, right? I could pay $350 and they get 100 followers. So obviously it will be more than $1 per follower. So it's like all over the place. I am able, and again, I don't want to say I want to give average, so like most people can do it, but in terms of what we can do, we get about 70 to 40 cents per follower on average, right? So beneath $1, which is good. But on a general rule, right, we're able to, like, a normal person can get the same results if they take the necessary steps that I just mentioned here. If they, do the market research correctly, and don't think of yourself as an amazing, unique unicorn, and you just freaking model success, because you're not a unique butterfly. Just like model success, just model what works. Like, stop thinking.
You're not that awesome. Just do what others do. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, after you're big and you can try doing whatever you want. But for now, like, do what works and just model success, and then build from there. So if you take that step and then do influencer marketing campaigns, like, you will blow up really, really quickly.
All right, so that's influencer marketing. You can do what else? Distribution. I want more. I want more followers.
Of course. So another way that you can do, and this is probably like most people understand, is paid traffic through Instagram, right? Through the Facebook Business Manager, putting ads on Instagram. And one simple, really, really great way to do it, you can obviously put ads on the feed, but I like personally ads on Instagram stories. Ads on Instagram stories are so undervalued, like both for sales and retargeting and also to get followers. So at the end of the day, you'll need to give obviously some type of value. So what I like to do on Instagram stories, because Instagram stories is only 15 seconds, it's very short. Instead of using Instagram stories in 15 seconds, you have the option in the business manager to put a carousel. So 3. That means instead of having 15 seconds, you have 45 seconds, which is huge, right? So that means, so you have 45 seconds. And what I like to do is I literally just film it on my phone vertically, right? Vertically right now. And I just say, gives a hook, some type of question, some type of pain point that they have. And then from there, in the next one, swipe up and follow or message us, and we'll give you X, right? We'll give you this result, or we give you this thing for free, right?
When they swipe up, if I wanted to turn them into a follower, when they swipe up, where would they go? Would they go to my profile page, so they got to know to hit like themselves, or they got to know to hit follow?
Yeah. So what you do in the business manager, you put Instagram.com/your username. In your case, it will be Instagram.com/Anik. Yeah. And then that when they swipe up, they will go to your Instagram.
All right. So they would have to know, though, that they have to actively click follow. It's not like if they swipe up, they instantly follow.
No. Like,
that would be really cool, Instagram, if you're listening.
Yeah, but obviously you give a call to action. You give a call to action. Maybe you can show it visually so people know, hey, click right here. Down below, you point down, swipe up, and then click the little blue button, follow, and I'm going to give you X, right? And you can say something like, you can play urgency and scarcity there. You can say, hey, for the next 100 people or 200 people that follow us, we're going to do this thing. So there's a lot of things that you can do. And Instagram stories, like people think that you cannot, obviously you need over 10,000 followers to get a swipe up feature normally. But if you're using Instagram story ads, you can get the swipe up feature regardless of your following amount. I can have like 1 follower and get the swipe up with Instagram story ads. And the beauty about it is that you can retarget your own Instagram followers, even for like directly sales. So let's say, for example, I like to sell high ticket products on Instagram because like the profit margin is a lot bigger. So what I did, right, I was getting about $80 per $800 sale. So it cost me $80 to make $800. And it was like clockwork. And it was literally just retargeting the people who went to my order form. Then I retargeted the people who went to my Instagram, like who are my followers on Instagram. Again, they know, like, and trust you. You're literally just putting an offer in front of them. And when they see an Instagram story ad, like from you, they're thinking, oh, this is a normal Instagram story like I always see, right? It's not something like completely cold traffic of who's this guy that he's trying to pitch me this, $1,000 course or $10,000 package. It's Anik Singal, the marketing genius, the marketing god. And he's offering me this. Oh, of course I'm going to take it. So it's like different. You're not going completely cold. You're going warm.
Hey, we got that on video, by the way. I'm going to use that as an ad. Oh, it's Anik Singal, marketing god. That's it. As spoken. All right. Killer stuff, man. So that gives me a lot of ideas. What do you think the rough cost is for that? Like, because considering everything, you're keeping them on the platform, is it like cheaper to buy likes?
It helps a ton. Like your clicks will be basically, the ad is like, it has like a relevancy score of 9 or 10, right? Your clicks will be below $1.
Okay.
So the swipe ups, right? And basically, like I've seen clicks all the way to like 10 cents.
Okay.
Or 5 cents. So
so it's still more expensive than influencers just to get followers. Influencers probably still cheaper. Okay.
It is. But it's more targeted as well. So with influencers, you're like reaching a super broad audience. So like, you're getting my people from Europe, United States, South America, like Dominican, like everywhere, right?
Yeah.
With influence. It's like you might be targeting in terms of the theme, but you're not targeting in terms of the location and stuff like that. With Facebook ads, you can pinpoint, I only want people from Miami that like hamburgers and it's for my restaurant down the street. Boom. Right. You can specifically target those people and you can send them directly to like sales and like get them, for them to buy directly there.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other way to distribute and get more followers? I'm greedy here, man.
I can keep going. Like there's a lot of stuff. I mean, like there's giveaways, obviously, like loop giveaways where people, person A pushes traffic to person B pushes traffic to person C to D, like a chain, and then the last one pushes to A. So, and people obviously to enter the giveaway need to follow all of them. We actually done that before, and we grew about like 150,000 followers in about 48 hours or so.
What was the quality of that though?
Yeah, it was. I mean, typically you lose about 30 to 40% of the followers afterwards. Right. So you need to like know that part.
But was it still like, did they continue engaging with your brand? I'm always scared of doing stuff like that, man. I feel like I'll drop the quality score of my page.
Yeah, it depends though. So like depends on the type of giveaway and the framing of the giveaway. So for example, I'm not sure if you saw this. It was like last year I did a $70. It was probably too big, so it was like not even believable, which was a mistake on my part. But we did like a $70,000 giveaway. Like the entire pool of prices, it was like $70,000. Russell Brunson, Alex Becker, Penduin, like a ton of like huge marketers participated. And my framing in it was, hey, start your own online business in 2018 giveaway. So we were like laptops, courses, books, like a ton of stuff. And it was all framing that specific thing. So somebody that entered the giveaway was probably interested in starting their own brand, becoming an influencer, doing something online. So the framing is not just, hey, travel to Maui or something. Instead of doing that, like you can do the same travel Maui thing, but instead of saying, hey, travel to Maui and get this course for free so you can learn how to market your business online. And like, that's the framing of the giveaway. So the framing of the giveaway itself protects you a little bit from like getting somebody that's not really interested in whatever, right? But yes, you're right. Like the quality of the follower of a giveaway is less than an influencer marketing campaign. And the influencer marketing campaign quality of the follower is less than an Instagram story ad or Instagram ads. That's 100% true because of the targeting and the like how nailed down your audience is, right? But if, for example, you are going like super broad. And obviously you need a content strategy for this. I wouldn't recommend just somebody just to shotgun this. Once you take the necessary steps to do market research properly, then you can go broader, right? Right now we're going really broad with Dan Locke because he already knows his messaging. The content piece is there. He's making a ton of sales like that. We're going broader now, just like Gary Vee did, just like Ty Lopez did. So same process, just like Grant Cardone's doing, like same process. After you have a home audience, that audience knows, likes, and trusts you, your account is gold, you're making money, you're making sales, then you can go broader. And I would say like split tests here and there as you're building it up before you go, bazooka mode. But yeah, that's what I would say.
These giveaways, I've heard about this before. You called it a loop giveaway. Where does someone go to participate in these? You have to work through like agents and special people, or is there like a website you can go to and just subscribe to them?
So yeah, I mean, you can definitely do that right now. We're actually building a subscription model of our own to actually do this in different niches. So like, let's say travel, fitness, entrepreneurship, etc. We're actually building that out because obviously there's quite a bit of demand there. And the amount of people that you can build out is very quickly. We obviously always tell people that 30 to 40% of followers will drop off if your content is not there. So they know that part. Right now, I'm not sure what exactly. I know, like, for example, if you look up on Instagram, major giveaways, the Instagram accounts, that's the account we ran the giveaway last year from. There's also like, if you just tap in hashtag giveaway on Instagram, you'll see a ton of them. But they're mainly like beauty giveaways. Like if you have an e-com store, like, oh my goodness, like Instagram's so big for that. Like there's a ton of e-com brands on Instagram. It's probably like the best place to be for an e-com store. And if you just type hashtag giveaway, you'll see a ton of beauty brands, ton of travel products, like a bunch of products typically. On the entrepreneurship space, that's what we're building up. I don't know typically anything right now.
So right now you put them together by hand. Like you just go out and you do a custom do it. All right, you got to become friends with him. That's what I'm doing right now, right? That's why I'm courting him. All right. It's interesting you said something. So Joe, I want you to write this down. He said if you are doing e-com, Instagram is huge. So what I'd love to do, man, in the near future is have you back. I want to talk more about that specifically because a lot of the Lurn Nation students are actually crushing it with e-com. And selfishly, right, I'm not, so I don't do e-com a lot, so I don't ask a lot of questions about it. And this episode's all about me. So we'll get you back, and we'll get you back to talk about e-com as well. Wow, powerful stuff. Last question about like growing the page. You see these things on Google all the time, and they swear they're legit. It's the buying followers, man. People fall into that stuff. So like, is there? Have you ever seen a good one?
I found something.
No. Siri says no, by the way.
Oh, all right. Yeah, Siri said no.
Siri just picked you up for whatever reason.
Apple's listening.
No, typically buying followers is a bad idea.
Okay.
Not typically, all the time. So, for example, typically what happens is that they go to these bot farms. I'm probably seeing a video like on Facebook or whatever where they have like a huge like wall of phones and all these like fake followers, like follow like all these things. Like, but reality is like unless you're going to flaunt numbers and like flex, those numbers don't mean anything to you because like like, and here's the thing also, like you probably prefer a small following anyways because of the ratio that like Instagram sees the ratio to like and engagement. So for example, if you have 100,000 followers and you only get 100 likes, your account is absolutely dead, like that ratio is horrible. And you're probably going to get like, and I had a client like this and I said, dude, like we got to start from scratch. I'm like, but I have 100,000 followers. I'm like, bruh, you're getting 100 to 200 views per story. Like, that is ridiculous. Like you're not getting anything. So like you're probably better off with 1,000 followers who are real, who are engaged, who want your stuff, and like who actually want to be there. It's just like somebody on your email list that doesn't want to be there. Like just unsubscribe them. Like you don't want them there. Same thing. It's same thing. So Instagram sees the follower to like and engagement ratio, and the shorter, like the smaller that is, the better it is for you. The bigger that is, the worse it is for you. And obviously, as you grow, 1 million followers, you're probably not going to get the same follower to like ratio, but obviously your numbers are going to increase. So it's kind of like the same thing there. It's like ads. If you obviously are spending like $500,000 a month, you're probably going to get 2, maybe 3x ROI versus if you're spending $10,000 a month, you're probably getting like 10. So it's the same thing.
Whew. All right. Here's the funny thing, man. All of the future rounds I had lined up, you just covered all the content. So I think
I
this
read them
may,
before. You said you prepare beforehand. I do too.
Yeah. This may be the first official TKO. Is that what they call it? Yeah, like knockout. Like I'm having to come up with new stuff. That was awesome, man. You truly are.
I'll
the
drop
Jedi.
some stuff more so people can like streamline the process for Instagram stories, because I know people are like, hey man, I don't want to be creating 15-second videos all the time. I'm not a 15-year-old girl. You know.
That's me. That's what I say.
Yeah. So like, here's the thing. What you can do right now, like you can do a video talking to the camera, put it on vertical format, put it on the phone like this, right? And just create a video, just giving pure value. Make sure it's only like 1 minute to 2 minutes long. Throughout the video, have specific call to actions with like, let's say, hey, today we're going to talk about 5 tips on how you can make more money with, or actually how to make more money with your sales funnels today. Right? Tip number 1, blah, 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 because of da, 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 da. Tip number 2, da, 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 da. So you go really, really fast. And at the end, you're like, hey, I hope like these 5 tips help you. Which one was your favorite? Send me a message, swipe up and send me a message, or comment down below right now. And also, if you want to find out a little bit more, just swipe up right now and go to, we have a completely free training where we actually cover not only these 5 tips, but also give you the strategies, the funnel, and a completely free guide to 10x in your business in 2019. So just swipe up right now to register. It is an on-demand. Make sure you block one or 2 hours, because it's not a fluffy training. So that's like, I'm hinting to the head. It's going to be 1-2 hours. It's 1 to 2 hours. It's not fluffy. So make sure you take notes, you sit down, and you pay attention. Boom. That's it. So 1 to 2 minutes, and you can do this on a regular basis. What I personally do, right? I go to Quora, search the top topics, go to BuzzSumo, so the top topics that people are asking for, and then just see what they're asking for and just make a video about that. Make a video in vertical format like this. And then that video, you can also post it on your Instagram TV as well.
What do you type in at Quora? Because you're such a specific niche. Do you go up there and look at a category, a column? Like, I don't know. I've never been to Quora.
Okay, so like I look at Quora because like people ask like how to grow Instagram followers, and probably the top search is like Quora, right? So like Quora has a lot of like relevant search topics or questions people ask. So I just use Google Trends, BuzzSumo, Quora, things like that, even like YouTube as well, to just find what people are searching for and people actually want to learn. And then just use that to create content around it. So, and this can also be used for Instagram TV. You can send it to your video editor. He can piece it together. Then he can cut it in 50-second chunks. Boom, upload it to Instagram story. And you didn't have to hold your phone at all. And you can do this in 3 days, have your entire month worth of content done. And that's it. And you don't have to be like a 15-year-old girl like me, like walking around doing Instagram stories.
Oh, man. Killer stuff.
Yeah.
I have only one question left, and then so we're gonna cut real quick, and I don't even know what round we're on. Probably 4 or 5 or whatever. It doesn't matter anyways. I've been knocked out, so who cares? All right, we'll be right back. Okay, last question. Tools, resources, places people can go. So, we were interviewing a particular individual. I don't know if it's out yet on the episodes or not yet, so sorry, I'm just teasing, but it was about podcasts. And all of a sudden, he gave this resource. It was like a site that ranks podcasts and all. And it blew my mind. It was like one of the best resources. I think I've checked it like 15 times since he told me about it only less than 24 hours ago. Are there cool places people can go, cool sites where they can help search, get data, get information, learn more, whatever? You just give me some tools for people to be able to use.
Sure thing. So first off, like people are like, all right, how can I create amazing content? I'm not a video editor. I don't have Premiere Pro. I don't have Final Cut. On your phone, you can do it. You have iMovie, you have InShot, and you have, what's the other one? It's Fonto. Fonto, you can create amazing quotes and images. There's also Vont, so VONT. That's a video ad that you can put the titles, the white bar, top and bottom, clickbaity headlines. Helps a ton. Fonto for video edit, like photo editing and design. Also, there's one app called Spark from Adobe. I like it a lot. And there's one right now that it's like Lightroom. I'm not sure how familiar people are with photo editing, but Lightroom is like the juggernaut of photo editing, like for photos, Lightroom and Photoshop. There's one called Presco, so Presco. I'm actually, like, they hit me up the other day through email. So there's like Lightroom app on your phone. So that's amazing for photo editing if people are not professionals. When it comes to data, analytics, all that stuff, you can go to socialpotato.com. And yes, socialpotato.com, that's mine. We're actually building out a software. Right now, it's completely 100% free. And it gives you data, followers, when they came in, daily growth, top performing posts, all that stuff, etc. Right now, you can also go to Ninjalytics. Ninjalytics is also really, really good. It gives you the same amount of data. Actually, we're trying to build kind of like a really robust infrastructure. If you're trying to do, for example, market research and basically just hijack where other people are advertising with influencer marketing campaigns, we just found out a tool, and I don't know if I want to share this.
Oh, drum roll! This is the one I want.
It's called Brand 24.
Spell
so
it.
Brand 24 tells you not only on Instagram but everywhere on the internet where you have been shouted on. Like
brand B as in boy, RAND.
Yes, correct.
24.
Brand 24. It's like a software tool that basically, let's say for example, you want to know where Dan Locke is advertising. You put
that's exactly what I want to know.
And tells you all these different pages. You put like Adrian Morrison or whatever. Like it tells you. I don't know if I want to share that one, but whatever. It's too late now.
You know what I'm gonna do? You know, Dan's gonna be on this podcast in a month. I'm filming with him. I'm going to start it with like, so I know that you advertise on blah, 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 blah. He's going to be like,
what doesn't even know. He probably just like, talk to Josue.
Yeah. Oh, man. Anything else?
That's another tool there. There's also a few other ones that right now I'm testing, which is like, there's like, ManyChat is super powerful. There's like one coming out on Instagram. Like we're testing a ton of different tools and different things like that. But yeah, like you can combine Instagram with ManyChat. It's really, really simple with the ref URL. From ManyChat, you can just swipe up and it takes them directly to Messenger, and you can get a subscriber there, and then from there send them to your email list. So you get Instagram follower, Messenger subscriber, and email list subscriber all in the same like instant with the same flow. So that's like something really cool that we do as well. And let me see what other tools we have. That's I guess that's it. Oh, by the way, do not use link shorteners. Just FYI.
Don't use what?
Linktree and like Bitly, all these like link shorteners.
Link shorteners, don't use them.
No, like Instagram sees them as like spam. So instead of doing that, just put yourdomain.com/ blah 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 blah. So instead of putting like bit.ly/ like clients, like get clients, whatever, like instead of saying like online like .com, whatever your domain is, and then whatever you want to call it, right? Just do it that way. Get the .com, and if you don't have the .com, like if you do not have the .com, go to use $12 and buy a domain. Don't be.
That's awesome, man. Hey, I just have one question. I think I asked it before, but I'll try to ask it differently, hoping you give a different answer. Is there any way to automate like sending a message or something to someone when they follow you?
Yeah. Right now there's tools like that. My friend Rohan, what's his name? Rohan Seth? No, it's not Rohan. It's Rohan. I forgot his last name. Then Rohan and Jeff, they have a tool called like Direct Heroes, and I'm advertising for them. And
what's it called?
Direct Heroes. I'm like saying it super low so people don't actually hear me.
Direct Heroes.
But, yeah, Heroes is actually pretty good. It's like a chatbot on Instagram, and it typically doesn't really send a message to a follower, because if you go like above 200 or something like that, like Instagram will block you. So the way it works, right? And you need to have people start a conversation with you first. That's why, for example, if you're doing an Instagram story, right, and you're pitching something, instead of messaging every single person, you tell them, hey, direct message me this keyword. So you're putting up an ad or an influencer marketing campaign or whatever. You put it, direct message me, fighting entrepreneur, and then that keyword triggers the automation sequence and the actual chatbot. So then
that's like ManyChat.
Same thing
for Facebook. This is for Instagram.
Yep.
Cool.
Exactly.
All right.
And what I do like now, like with Instagram stories, I forgot to mention this. If people want to exponentially like increase the revenue, you mentioned at the beginning 6 to 8, like 8 to 9 points, right? With somebody.
Yeah.
Somebody that watches your Instagram story, let's say an Instagram story is like 2 minutes, 3 minutes. That's like eternity in social media world, right? That's a long time. So what you do, you can see who watched until the very end and who voted yes on your poll that they were interested, who answered your question. Like you can see that. And what do? You can just say, hey, John, I noticed that you saw our latest Instagram story where we talked about 5 morning habits from billionaires and billionaires. I was wondering, what are your morning habits? And you start a conversation with John. Oh my God, I cannot believe Anik Singal just reached out to me. This is so dope. I do this in morning habit. Like maybe he said, I don't have a morning habit. Like, why not? Here, actually, look, they have a free training where I actually talk about the morning habits that you need to implement. So here's a free link that you can actually register. Just make sure that you block 1 or 2 hours before you watch it, because it's not some fluffy training. It will 100% change your life. Here's the link. Let me know when you see it. Simple as that. Awesome, then the next day you can follow up with John and say, hey, John, did you see the webinar? Like, oh my God, no, my dog pooped on my couch and I wasn't able to, but I'm going to watch it now. Thanks you for following up. Like I made like in 7 days with a small following. In my personal account, I have back then I had like 20,000 followers. With 20,000 followers, I made $71,000 in 7 days just with using Instagram stories and following up with DMs. I wasn't the one doing it. I gave like the framework to my team and they just follow up with people. And it was as simple as that. So yeah.
Powerful, man. God, it's been amazing. You have been just awesome. And I do have some rapid fire questions for you. But before I do that, where can people go, okay, to learn more from you, to buy your stuff, to soak in all this amazing knowledge? Throw it out there. I want fighting entrepreneurs to have more access to you.
Yeah, sure thing. So obviously Instagram, you can go just Josue Pena. It's Josue Pena. It's my username. You can search me up in there. Hit me up. Let me know you came from Anik, and we'll send you a little gifts, a free starter Instagram course that you can start doing. It's called 7 Days to Instagram Success. So you just send me a message with Anik on Instagram, and we'll hook you up. If you want to find out like more trainings, let's say, for example, you want more monetization strategies or more growth, whatever, on YouTube is probably one of the best ways to go. We have a YouTube channel, same thing, Josue Pena, or our brand is called Online CEOs. You can go there, search it on YouTube. We also have a free training. igboss.com is a webinar where at the end we sell our course and coaching program. I call it a course and coaching program because we have a student group where I literally just do live training calls, and it's almost like one-on-one because people get to ask you the questions. And I dive into every single person's Instagram account and answer. I stay there until I get all the questions answered. So we do that every single week, and it's a course and coaching program combined. They can go to igboss.com to get that. That's a webinar, and then at the end we sell that. And if they want to, we actually just putting this together. So I'm not sure. When are you releasing this podcast, by the way?
Probably in a couple weeks, few weeks.
Okay, 2 weeks. It's gonna be ready then. So if actually people just want to buy straight up and they're like, man, like I don't want to go to the free classes. Just give me the golden nuggets. I'll just give it to you. igboss.com/podcast. People can go there and you have a $200 discount from our program just from here in the podcast. I do not announce this anywhere. This is the first time I announced it, by the way.
Thank you, man.
So your audience has dibs on it.
All right. There you go. Fighting Entrepreneurs got you $200 off. igboss.com/podcast. igboss.com. Online CEOs. Josue Pena. That would be his Instagram tag, YouTube tag. Go get more stuff from him. Hey, listen, if you're watching this on YouTube, do us a favor, all right? Hit the subscribe button on this channel. Hit the little bell thingy so you subscribe so we can send you notifications. And, of course, leave a comment below. Give this man a shout-out for blowing your mind today. How powerful was this content? This was awesome. So tell us what you learned. Talk to us. Create a conversation so that we can encourage more people to watch this great content. And of course, remember, go to iTunes, hit subscribe, and leave us a review. Make sure you tell the world about it. Your show notes can be found at anikpodcast.com, ANIK podcast.com. And I think that's pretty much. Oh, and of course, come on, go log into Lurn Nation. Keep going with your education, all right? LURN.com. Get your free account. Tons of free courses in there. Who knows? Maybe soon enough we'll get Josue in there as well. What do you think, man? I want to get you in there. I want to get a course from him inside the program. Maybe. Now, here's where we're going to go. Rapid fire, last round. Ready?
I'm ready. I was born ready.
Born ready. I like it. All right, here we go. Iron Man or Captain America?
Iron Man.
Outside of Instagram, Twitter or LinkedIn?
LinkedIn.
If you had to start from zero, what's the first thing you would do? Just one to start your business.
Go to the biggest, not even go to the lobby of the biggest networking or marketing event. Don't even pay for the ticket. Hang outside because you're going to network with a ton of people and probably get a lot of business from it without paying for the ticket of the event.
That's awesome. That's a really smart tip. What's one crazy thing you've done in your life that most don't know about?
Wait, I'm trying to figure out this one. Okay, you hit me there. Let me think. That most people do not.
Do you ever streak across the soccer field?
I mean, no. I can do the Gollum voice perfectly.
The what voice?
The Gollum Smeagol voice from The Lord of the Rings.
Okay, you got to do it now. You can't say that.
All right, I need to get into character real quick. Master, don't hurt this, Master. No, they must do this. The Hobbit sets me
betrayed us. No, Master. The process. We need the process. Anik, stop laughing. You betrayed me. Instagram. Go to antipress.com if you want the process.
I didn't think he was going to stop. I think he went into the zone there. That was awesome, man. You weren't kidding. All right. Whoa. That was awesome. You're a talented person. I'll tell you that right now. Last question. What's the one thing you would tell yourself 10 years ago if you could go back in time?
Invest in yourself sooner.
Invest in yourself sooner. I love it. Listen, everybody, it's been an absolutely powerful episode, man. Thank you so much for giving so much. I've learned a lot. I'm going to do a lot of what you said, I promise you, because it has been on my heart and on my target. I think I messaged you about this like a year ago. Yeah. I'm ready to move forward, man. I'm going to be that 15-year-old girl now. I'm going to put some stuff up on Instagram, and we're going to do it, and we're going to do it together. Everybody, thank you for being here with us. Thank you for listening to another episode of Fighting Entrepreneur. We'll see you next time, and remember, when life pushes you, stand straight, smile, and push it the heck back. Talk to you soon.
Thanks for listening to The Fighting Entrepreneur with your host, Anik Singal.